Let's learn how to make these exact graphics using an app called WordSwag, available both for iOS and Android users. What's cool about this guy is that it's very inexpensive to purchase, and it allows you to use photos from your own personal library, as well as using lots of their free photos. So go ahead and click the free photos, and let's search something like Christmas. Now, there are literally thousands of photos available. It's a matter of searching a few different words to kind of find a photo that fits with whatever design idea that you have. So I'm going to scroll through here, and I think I'm going to pick this gift one. So if you look down at the bottom of the screen, there's a whole bunch of predetermined sizes, and depending on which social platform you plan on using this for, would depend on which size you choose. I tend to just use the square one. But another cool thing is that you can, whether it's a photo from your own personal library or a photo from one of the free ones that they chose, you can use your pinchy fingers and zoom in or zoom out on the photo and move it around so that you can customize it to fit the design that you plan on doing. So once you have what you want, just hit the next on the top right hand side, and it automatically come up with a text box. So double tap on the text box, so on the words really, to change the wording, and I hit the little X in the top right hand corner. So I'm going to make my own custom verbiage. I'm just going to put looking for the perfect gift. If you were wanting to post something quotey or something, you have trouble deciding what you want to write, along the left hand side there's a whole bunch of kind of predetermined ones that you could choose. So this arrow here is pointing to something that's key. It's called auto line breaks on or off. That is really telling WordSwag whether you want it to scramble up the design and break that sentence apart or not, and just play around with it, see which one you prefer. So once you have the words in there that you want, you literally have, there's like hundreds of options here. So each design of font, or each kind of design, you can see me scrolling through it, has 5 different ways that it'll mix it up. So make sure that, so I chose wet paint here, and I'm pushing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the bottom, or you can hit the dice to get something random and choose which, just kind of choose what you like. You can also change the color of the font. So for me, I tend to go straight for the kind of brush lettering style. That's kind of my brand, let's say. I love to do brush lettering with pens, and I love paper and pens, and I just love the look of that font. So I tend to design graphics that have that kind of font, but it depends on what design you're looking for, whether you like the words stacked on top of each other, clearer to see. It really depends on how busy the design is behind it too. So you'll notice that when you're moving, if you use your pinchy fingers again to make the text box bigger or smaller, it comes up with the horizontal and vertical lines to help you center your words. And then if you click in the center of the screen, the color icon, you can choose a whole bunch of preset colors. Just play around with it, see which ones look best with your design. If you scroll all the way to the left, you'll see the rainbow box with the little dropper in there. If you have a brand and you know what your color code is for your brands, this is where you would put it. Hit the pound sign, enter the color code in, and accept it, and it would automatically change it. Or you can drag your finger around on the little rainbow on the bottom and customize whichever one you want, and then just hit the little check mark when you're done. They also have some kind of pattern color, which is cool if you're looking for something a little bit more texturized, especially if your background is really plain. Choosing something that's texturized is cool. Now, if you're having a hard time, like right now, the font that I picked is just black, and on the regular original photo, it's a little hard to see. So if you click on the image, you can go through kind of the preset filters that it has, or you can use the toggle buttons to adjust the brightness, and you can actually blur out the photo a little bit too, and it just makes the font kind of stand on top of the photo so that that's what people see. Because you really just, if you're putting words on something, you want the words to be able to be read. You don't want them to be really hard to see, otherwise it defeats the purpose of putting words on there to begin with. And then I've decided that I am going to put my website on here as well. So I'm just going to move this text box up, and I'm going to hit the add plus text logo in the top middle of the screen so that I can add my website address on there. You can add as many text boxes as you like to one photo, which is a new feature that they added several months ago. So you'll see it comes up again with double tap me to change text. And I'm going to use my text replacement, which is a feature on, I know it's on iPhones, I'm not sure about Androids. And I just type www.f and it automatically populates with my website address to keep myself from typing it a lot. So that message popped up because there are some characters in there that might not display correctly depending on the design option that I choose. It's the slash. So just, you can either continue anyway or you can change it. It really just depends. It just is warning you that it might not appear the same as you typed it. Now again, it's a matter of choosing which font or design that I like. I put this on there because I'm making the graphic. I don't know is the right way to say it. I own it. I'm making it, so I'm going to make it my own. And that's part of my marketing, is to market my website, which is my Senna site, so that they can go and shop. You just never know. It is not a clickable link. However, it'll just kind of brand it as mine. So you can easily do that if you don't have like a professional logo or a transparent logo or a ping logo that you can add on there. You can usually just type out your business name or your website address or whatever. It's a matter of choosing which design you like. There's so many options. Again, use your pinchy fingers to make it bigger or smaller. Change the color of it to whatever you want it to be. Once you have it positioned and looking exactly how you want it to be, just click the save button in the top right hand corner, and this graphic that you created for yourself on your own will save directly into your camera roll for your future use. That's it. That's all. It's easy, right? Now we're going to jump into creating a graphic from a picture that you have in your camera roll. So this one is from Love Your Lips with Sierra. I'm sure we all have a few of those. So we're going to click the library button to choose a photo that is in our library. So again, you have the sizing options. You can use your pinchy fingers to make it bigger or smaller, or align it differently than what it already is. Once you have it the way you like it, hit the next button. Once you hit the next button, it will automatically add a text box to your photo. Then you're going to double tap me to change the text. Just tap your finger there, and it'll take you to the edit screen where you can enter your own words. So I actually want to, Sierra has a lot of words on here. I just want to add the price. So I'm just going to tap the $70 because that's what it costs here in Canada. And then it comes up with that warning that some of the characters that I used might not look the same, and I can choose to either edit them from there or I can continue anyway. So next it's just choosing a design for that 70 that I want to use in my picture. So because it had that box that warned me some of the designs don't support the number sign, there are going to be some designs that I might choose that might not show that number sign. So then that's kind of up to me how I want it to look. And then the next thing is to choose a color that I want that will kind of look cohesive with the picture. This is all personal choice right here. And as you can see, I was fairly indecisive about what I wanted it to look like. But generally speaking, once I add the price to these, I actually put them in an album in my phone. to use on when I'm scheduling posts, because the thing that takes the longest with scheduling posts for me is actually having the graphic. So if I have the graphic already created, I've branded it for myself with my, I've kind of put the price on there, how I like it to look. And then, geez, I did take a long time trying to decide how I wanted the 7D to look, but you can see how it's a little bit harder when you don't use as many words or not as many characters. The design options are a little bit more limited because the $ disappears a lot. I'm pretty sure that I chose this one, so I think it said Badger, and then when I tap 1, 2, 3 at the bottom, it kind of changes. And this design is good when you're using a character like the $. And it came up delete layer because I must have hit the X button when I was trying to resize it and move it. So just use your pinchy fingers to resize it, kind of long press on it, and you can move it around all over the place, but it will kind of layer on top of whatever the photo is. And then I wanted to add my information, so my website to it. So this is part of me marketing my brand. So I touch the add plus text button at the top to add another text box. Now you'll note that Sierra brands her pictures with Love Your Lips with Sierra, and if you're borrowing a picture from someone, you should never cover up their information. You can add yours to it if you like, but it is technically her photo, right? And I'm just going to use it. I'm just going to add my information to it, and then really your customer will decide whether they want to buy from you or from her. So that's one thing you got to be careful about when you're using someone else's pictures, is to not remove their information because they've created that photo, especially this one. She's a photographer. She legitimately owns this photo, and so I just want to add my website in case someone that sees it actually wants to buy it. And so I put that in the bottom where you can see her stuff and all the other information. Mine's just added in the bottom. And to create a little interest, I'm just going to change the color of it. And I actually settle on this kind of textured looking one. It stands out without covering anything up. Do I pick the pink one or the blue one? I can't remember. I think the blue one, but it's kind of one of those cool textured ones that comes in the platform of WordSwag. So again, once you have it looking the way you want it to, just hit the save in the top right hand corner. And this graphic that you've edited to make it your own is now saved in your camera roll for future use. Cute, right? Thanks for watching.